Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. My name is Jorge Pajares. This is Off the Bench. We've got a great show for you lined up today. This is going to be the first of three segments I'm going to be presenting to you on Spotify and on YouTube. YouTube listeners are going to get a little extra niche. They're going to have a poll in one of these episodes. I'm not going to tell you which one, but there will be a poll. But Roland is going to join us courtesy of the Diplomacy Clothing Hotline, our new sponsor, our official sponsor. They sponsored the show before, but now they are the official sponsor for Off the Bench. Their links are going to be in the description. It's the Diplomacy Clothing Hotline. Negotiate with style with Diplomacy Clothing. So they're our new sponsor. Thanks to them for sponsoring Off the Bench. It's great to have the support from Diplomacy. And the topics that we're going to go into with Roland are going to be real simple. NFL free agency, NBA playoff preview if this league starts off with the playoffs, and our NFL division winners, way too early picks. That's going to be 1.0 right now for the division winners. We'll keep updating them until the beginning of the regular season, and then we'll give you some previews as the season goes along. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this new format that I'm trying out. Please, in the comments, let me know whatever it is that concerns you or you want added on to the episodes. Please let me know in the comments on YouTube. Spotify listeners, if you could, just do the same. Appreciate all the support, guys. Let's give it off to King Hez with Wake Up. This is Off the Bench.
Wake up, it's time to get ready. Oh wow, it's time to get ready. Wake up, it's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Whoa, wake up, it's time to get ready. Oh wow, it's time to get ready. Wake up, it's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Whoa.
Gentlemen, the Diplomacy Clothing line, Negotiate with Style, brings us Roland live from New Jersey. Diplomacy
What's
Clothing,
going on?
Negotiate with Style. Roland, last time we were on here, we talked about day one of NFL free agency.
We
Now,
did,
a
man.
lot of moves have happened since
A
we
lot.
last spoke.
Yes, sir.
So let's
Uh,
go through some of these moves.
you started off, man. Started off. This is going to be an interesting one.
So the Rams decided after 2 years after they made the Super Bowl to cut
Man,
my man Todd Gurley.
yes.
Whoa, and then almost immediately afterwards, Atlanta picks him up after they just cut Devontae Freeman.
They had that in the woodwork. I'm convinced.
So now I'm concerned because I'm like, well, Devontae Freeman, that would have been a good 1-2 punch. And Freeman had 3 years left in his contract, so that was a bit puzzling. I know they want to get Dante Fowler in there, so
For sure.
you have to make some money from somewhere. But replacing Freeman with Gurley, that's an interesting move.
Very interesting. And what I would say about that is, they're almost exchanging damaged goods and Devontae Freeman, who's never been the same since that injury. I think we can all agree to that. And for Todd Gurley, who since he got his big deal, also hasn't been, too extraordinary. I think Atlanta did the right thing though. They needed a pass rusher after they let Vic Beasley walk, which after that, 1 year they made the Super Bowl, I don't think he had double-digit sacks again. so I understand Dante Fowler, they had to pay the man, but yeah, the Todd Gurley move was a little questionable to me. I don't think he adds anything to the Atlanta offense that they didn't already have. They're already very pass heavy with Julio, Calvin Ridley. They had Austin Hooper, but now they have Hayden Hurst from Baltimore. Seamlessly plug and play. Offensive line still pretty good. I thought if they would make another move, it was to be replace Desmond Trufant, the corner they let walk. I didn't think they would waste money in trying to sign another running back. Granted, they're not going to take on that big contract that Los Angeles gave them. It'll be probably a little more moderate.
And that's what I thought. I thought Gurley was going to go to a team to be a complimentary back because of his health issues. But in Atlanta, you're basically replacing Freeman with Gurley. And Gurley's still going to get the workload. He's still going to get those 200, 300 plus carries. He's still going to get 50 to 100 receptions in the backfield.
Backfield, easily.
And it's like, all right, well, what's the difference? Gurley, I think, is more damaged than Freeman.
I think we can. I think we can almost agree with that, honestly, because from the few waves that we've seen of Devontae Freeman, granted, I said he hasn't been the same, but I played him 2 times a year, and I can tell you, he still, I think, got something left in in the tank. And I'm not saying Todd Gurley's washed up by any means. He probably can have enough either for Atlanta, but I just didn't understand why they wanted to go to address a major need outside of just trying to sign Todd Gurley.
Yeah, and the loss of Desmond Trufant really hurts them now with Brady in the mix, and Tom Brady
Knicks,
in
you still got Drew
Tampa.
Brees, man.
Drew
You know.
Brees, and then whoever isn't Ted Bridgewater.
Let me say this. The three teams that Atlanta will face all have a number one. DJ for us, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin,
Yeah.
both from Tampa Bay, and then Mike Thomas, who's the best receiver in all of football. So you would think you would want to go snag yourself a corner,
Oh yeah.
somebody who can at least hold up against that. I was actually saying they should have tried to get Darius Slay from Detroit. Philly ended up getting him, but
And
I
look
know
at the
we'll
deal
touch
they
on that
gave
as
him.
well.
That
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
mega deal. Wow.
I knew that Philly also was going to be in the market, but I think Atlanta lost one. They could have had themselves a legit number one corner,
Mhm.
and in the long term, probably would help them out a lot better than what Todd Gurley could do for them.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just going to Darius Slay,
Hmm.
that is such a good move for Philadelphia.
Amazing move,
And
amazing move.
they were desperate for corners. They were desperate.
You heard me on the last episode, bro. I made that little pun when I said they need corners, man. And you know what's crazy? I was talking to Isaac. For people who don't know Isaac, he's a big Philadelphia Eagle fan. He loved that team. But I was having a conversation with him, and their heart and soul is Malcolm Jenkins. I
Yeah.
think we call him. That's their heart and soul of their defense, and they let him walk to go back to New Orleans, and then they made the move to get Darius Slay. Now, how much better would that defense have been
Had they
if you
both been
paid
there.
Jenkins instead of McLeod, and you pair that up with Darius Slay? Um, Philly, I understand McLeod's younger than Jenkins, so you're probably looking at it in the long term. Like he probably got more better years than him, Malcolm Jenkins do, which is true. I probably can agree with that. But if you're trying to win now, which I'm sure they are,
Yeah.
you're not thinking about the later, future. You're thinking about now. Malcolm Jenkins is at his current age. It's not a top 10 safety by any stretch of the imagination, but you they're going to fill that absence. They're going to miss him.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, automatically Philly becomes possibly the
I
division
think they're
winner.
the favorite. I think
They're
they're
the
the
favorite to come
favorites to
out.
win.
They
Hmm.
could be a dark horse in the playoffs.
For sure. If
And
Wentz stays healthy.
now that defense gets what it desperately needs, and they could possibly make a run for the Super Bowl again. Hopefully, with Wentz healthy.
That's the question mark because their defense is always going to be stout with the pass rushers they have, young linebacker core. They finally got that corner. It's going to be interesting to see though. Can Carson Wentz stay healthy? And I'm not 100% sure that they may not look on the free agent market. Maybe after all the free agency buzz calms down to try to solidify a real backup there. I I joked. I know Nick Foles would have been it would have been silly bringing him back, But I mean,
But
you almost
he's
have
gonna
to
light a
wonder.
fire under Trubisky's seat.
You you almost have to wonder if Nick Foles was the quarterback of that team, what would they be doing?
That's true.
Because we've seen twice, and not just a one-time deal. We've seen twice him plug in there and seamlessly make the team better.
Oh yeah.
Now, granted, Carson Wentz had a great year last year. Was probably on his way to having an MVP like season if he had at least one of his main receivers.
Yeah.
So
If
it's
the
going to be interesting
receivers
to see.
knew how to catch, he probably would
Yes,
have had an
essentially,
MVP season.
not throwing the ball to JJ Arcega Whiteside.
But
Sorry, JJ.
another back that got a big deal was Melvin
Mm.
Gordon.
Oh
He
yes,
signed
I
a
love that
2-year,
move.
$60
Love that
million
move.
contract with the Denver
Yes, love it.
Broncos. And the Broncos
Yes,
already came out and said that boy Locke, he's our franchise guy.
and I love it. I
They
love it.
played
I
that
love
young
it.
Jeezy in the background, and they say, "This is our boy," and he's gonna rock out with us for hopefully 5 to 10 years. And
Oh,
this
that's
is a
the hope.
huge deal for Denver, especially with
Big
Las Vegas getting all the hype, moving to their new stadium, Kansas
stadium and all.
City, Super Bowl champs. You needed a guy like Melvin Gordon to build with Drew Lock and try to compete at least.
Um, I'd like to say this about that move because, like I said, I love the move. It's Denver played Melvin Gordon twice. Of all the years he's been drafted because in division, so they know how good the man is, and you not only made your team better by signing him, you made the Chargers worse with them losing him. Um, Now you got Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay, who's that's not by any stretch a top five combination in football. I don't think, but it's going to be a potent combination to have. Drew Lock, great kid. I was also talking to Isaac, ironically, about Drew Lock as well, and I'm like, man, Chris Sutton really started to blossom when he took over the reins. Joe Flacco, there's a reason why he's released, and and Drew Lock, I think they're building something in Denver, something good. I don't like that they lost Chris Harris. I feel like if you're trying to win now, you can't let him go to the Chargers. That's in division. You just let him walk. Um,
But the
but
thing with the Broncos now is that they have a really good 1-2 punch at the running back position.
running back, yeah,
They
like
got
I said,
Melvin
not top
Gordon.
five probably, but you got Lindsey and Gordon. That's
That's a
potent.
and that's so great for a young quarterback like Drew Lock because
Yeah,
now you don't got just one guy like a Le'Veon Bell. Now you got two,
you got two. Yeah,
and
you
that,
can definitely.
and Denver can
Yeah,
definitely be a dark horse playoff team if they get their stuff right. They don't have to. They don't have to split the series with the Chiefs. They
nope.
don't have to. They can maybe just sweep the Chargers, split the Raiders.
They'll probably split with Chargers because I think the Chargers, outside of Tyrod Taylor, that's the only question mark I have about the
Yeah,
team. Their secondary, that's probably the best collection of corners in football. If you're talking Desmond King, Casey Hayward, and now Chris Harris, I mean, I don't think you can name a better three corners,
and there's
in
a lot of
football,
pressure on
and
Tyrod Taylor to
on the same
succeed
team.
there.
Oh yes, for sure. Um, it's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Here,
Now here's my question for you.
yeah.
Um, what pick did the Chargers have? Do you remember? What pick is that?
What pick the Chargers have? I'm not too sure. Let me look that up.
Okay. I'm pretty sure if I had to say, I know it's not super low, but it's not super high either.
They're the sixth overall pick right now.
There we go. You gotta wonder, man, if you can get Justin Herbert from Oregon. I mean, that's
That
you
that would be
you
that would solve a lot of issues right now. Now things are coming together.
together. Maybe they knew, hey, we're in good prime position here to get ourselves a franchise quarterback through the draft. We don't have to rely on getting Tom Brady. Maybe they actually got a structure in place. And Coach Lynn is a great coach.
Yeah,
He's Austin Eckler, great talent as well. We agree. Keenan Allen's the top wide receiver. Mike Williams, Hunter Henry. They got weapons there. So whoever goes into the season with the starting job for the LA Chargers they're gonna be good.
oh yeah, for sure. There's a free agent out there though that, as a result of the Tom Brady signing, is now
Mm-hmm.
left without a team. That's Jameis Winston. Now, in the last
Good old
episode, we
James.
spoke about possibly the Patriots
That's not looking
picking him
likely
up.
no more.
That,
Mm-mm.
according to rumors, very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
Very unlikely. And I know I was trying to defend the point where Belichick would be the one coach that will cut down on those interceptions.
That's what I said. Maybe Belichick is don't want to feel the pressure. Maybe he understands what we understand that if he can't coach that out of James Winston and the Patriots don't look too high, everyone gonna be like, "See, I told you it was Tom Brady." You
And
know,
right now, we got a 2-year window of the Patriots and the Bucks trying to win a Super Bowl before the other
Super
does.
Bowl, one before the other. It's gonna be an arms race.
And it's tough because now without the Patriots, you wonder where could Jameis go because now he's not. There's no way he's going to be a starter now.
He's definitely not.
So now, where do you go to be a backup? And what
Do you
what team do you go to where you can go to be a backup for a year or two, and still
to
get the
and
opportunity
compete
to start the next
and
year?
compete? hmm
Yeah,
I
maybe
actually
in
commented.
Cleveland with Baker
Here,
Mayfield.
here's what I said. I commented underneath the NFL's page when they posted. They posted something about Jameis Winston. Where it might have been BR Great Iron. Something did it. Some social media network did. But they were like, "Where will Jameis go?" And I said the Chargers. Not thinking off the top of my head now that I think more and more about it. They'll probably go younger. They'll probably try to get Justin Herbert or something. Um,
Right.
But you said Cleveland, man, and let me tell you, Baker Mayfield's got the hot seat on. It's on. He's not just gonna go out there and turn the ball over the way he did last year,
Oh yeah.
and not think Cleveland is gonna be like someone else can throw the ball to Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham, and now Austin Hooper, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. I mean, just the weapons there are so big time, and I don't question Baker Mayfield's talent.
Right.
I think we all can agree he's talented, but like you said in the last episode, I mean, if he went to the Jets, that would have just been ideal,
Yeah.
And maybe if you're crazy enough, if you are the Jets, maybe you say, hey, you want to just do a quarterback swap here, Sam Darnold for Baker Mayfield. Neither one of them are thriving in the situation they are now.
Oh yeah.
But if you do flip that around and Sam Darnold's out of the Big Apple media, you can just kind of really focus on football and you let Baker Mayfield build the Jets brand. That would be interesting to see. But I definitely agree with what you were saying there about Jameis Winston in Cleveland. That's a nice spot because we can all agree that Jameis Winston's not going to get a starting gig now. It's basically almost impossible to see.
Pretty much short. Once the Chargers said that they're going Tyrod
Taylor
that's when everything pretty much ended.
ended, because it's like what team do you look at and be like, yeah, he could go there and start. I mean, maybe we talked about the team earlier. Maybe the Philadelphia Eagles say, hey, we'll bring Jameis in for backup purposes.
Yeah.
If Wentz goes down, you have a quality starter. But even then, I don't know if Philly's going to want. I think they want a more mobile quarterback. They want a quarterback who can at least move outside the pocket.
Yeah.
Jameis ain't that guy. So, I mean, like you said, it will be pretty interesting.
And the last player I want to talk about right now is Jadeveon Clowney.
Ha.
Now, the market hasn't been great for Jadeveon. He was expecting this huge payday after complaining in Seattle. And teams are like, nah, maybe the Jets were, but then the way Joe Douglas has been running teams and running things over there. And the thing, real side note about Joe Douglas, a lot of the free agent signings we had, maybe less than $10 million. The corners we brought back, $2 million, $5 million. I'll take it.
I'll try to even give Robbie Anderson $16 million. So the Jets are very cautious now with their money. I think they're trying to learn from their past mistakes.
Shoot, even our own wide receiver, Robbie Anderson, was looking for $15 million, and there is not a peep from any league.
That's what I'm saying.
League talking about $15 million, and now the Jets are like, well, we'll give you $9 million.
Well, he originally wanted 16.
Yeah. So let's get back to reality.
Yeah, man.
and the same thing with Jadeveon Clowney right now. There's not a lot of teams. I mean, the Cowboys were interested, but now it's like they're not interested. There's like the limit of interested teams are starting to dwindle.
The team I keep hearing,
and one other team.
The team I keep hearing when Jadeveon's name keeps coming up, it's ironically the Houston Texans. I know they had been in contact probably with from all the reports that I read, saying that Jadeveon Clowney has, agent has talked to the reps over there in Houston. I don't think he's going to want to go back though. And I kind of think at this point, Jadeveon Clowney's best bet is to sign a 1-year deal. At this point in time, you're not going to get the money you thought you were going to get, and he's got to bank on himself at this point. You got to go out there and try to have one of those career years like Shaquille Barrett had last year and get his money that way.
Because now he's looking for $20 million per year, and I don't think any team wants to sign that much money.
It's not going to give him that.
If I were Jadeveon, I'd try to go I try to sign with the Jets on a 1-2 year deal and play with Greg Williams.
I think my thing is if you're Jadeveon, do you care more about the money or do you want to win?
Right.
Because if you want to win, he could, like I said, sign a 1-year deal with a competitive team, and like almost like how in basketball, DeMarcus Cousins bet on himself. Granted, he got injured, but he signed that deal with the Golden State Warriors to try to prove that, hey, I just want to win. If Jadeveon Clowney does something like that, where he just says, hey, I just really want to win, I can see it. Here's the team to look out for. It's pretty funny that I'm going to say the team because we just talked about them getting rid of Todd Gurley. Maybe the Rams say, hey, we really do need a pass rusher. We don't have Dante Fowler anymore. So maybe they're in the market.
Like
Mm-hmm. And maybe even Jacksonville, man. They lost Calais Campbell. You need somebody to plug there. Maybe they'll give him the money.
And Yannick Ngakoue, he's on the trade block right now because they franchise tagged
him.
him.
They franchise tagged him.
That's pretty much a formality to say we'll keep you here, but if a team's interested,
we'll
send it and then we'll send you there.
There. there's talks to. I know his name's been linked to Seattle. I think that's just clear that they're not trying to. They're not going to resign Jadavion Clowney. I think it's listed, safe to say.
No, if Seattle really wanted him back, I think Pete Carroll would have pushed for him to get re-signed.
Would have made something happen. Yeah, it would have made something happen.
But that's it. That's pretty much the roundup for the NFL free
Um,
agency.
yeah, we haven't touched. I don't think we missed anything really. I kind of just wanted to bring one thing up
Yeah.
real quick, if we have time. Jalen Ramsey still hasn't got his deal from the Rams. And I believe his contract's up next year. So that's gonna be interesting to see if they get the deal done, or maybe they play maybe we got to rebuild. You know,
That would be a crazy move to rebuild 2 years after a Super Bowl.
Super
That's
Bowl
one
run.
crazy hangover.
And you gave up what they gave up a 1 or 2 1s for
They gave
Jalen
up
Ramsey.
2
Did
ones. They
that?
have no first round picks, I don't think, for the next
Nothing.
2 years.
So I mean, I think Sean McVay is starting to not look like the boy genius everyone crowned him to be.
Which is wild when you think about all the coaches that were signed because of Sean McVay.
Sean McVay. Mm-hmm. It's the Bill Belichick effect, man.
I don't know, Matt Patricia. And who's the coach of Miami? He beat him. He
Flores.
beat him 17. Yeah.
Flores.
Anyway. He got
I
that
like
W.
him. Yeah, I definitely like what Brian Flores got going down there in Miami.
Oh yeah. But that's it for us. If you're listening on YouTube, like and subscribe to support the channel. If you're listening on Spotify, please follow for more. Live from New Jersey, this has been Roland, brought to you by Diplomacy Clothing. Negotiate with style with Diplomacy Clothing. Links are in the YouTube description. Thank you, Roll, for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
And we'll catch you next time with more Off the Bench. Hey.
All right. All right. How much, what was the time period?